20 minutes. We'll have 5 minutes for Q&A after the presentation, and we're recording all of this for later. So keep that in mind. So let's get to it with the presentation, How to Create Buzzworthy Topics. I would love to present John Moore from WOMA.
All right. Thank you all. Okay, we got 20 minutes, folks. That's not a lot of time, right? No, it's not at all. So I could go into a long spiel about who I am, why I am, and so forth. I ain't got time for that. I will set it up by letting you know that I'm here representing WOMA, the Word of Mouth Marketing Association. It's a trade association, not-for-profit, based out of Chicago. And we have got about 400 members. And basically, our credo is to let companies know how to do word-of-mouth social media in a genuine and effective manner. Also, should let you know my pedigree as far as where I earned my marketing chops. We're at 2 companies that did word of mouth without knowing they were doing word of mouth, spending 8 years at Starbucks and 2 years at Whole Foods Market. 2 companies that built their brands not through advertising, but through creating better customer experiences. The topic we're talking about today is buzz. We're talking about buzz. Actually, you know what, folks? I hate the word buzz. I actually hate the word buzz. Yet this presentation is titled Creating Buzz-Worthy Topics. I hate the word buzz for this reason and this reason alone. It gets you thinking about exclamation points. It gets you thinking about something so attention-grabbing that it jars your attention. Problem is, many times it doesn't lead to purchase intention. It captures your mind, but it doesn't capture your wallet. You talk about it for a day and then you're done. But there's something about an exclamation point that when you change perspective, you start to think about buzz a little differently. So when you change it from a vertical disposition to a horizontal disposition, it starts to look a little different, and you start to kind of see it from a different angle. And then when you dig in a little deeper, you notice that there's a dot and there's a line. You start saying, exclamation point, flip on its side, dot, line, interesting. Made even more interesting when you take a look at this number, 14,600. Going, okay, John, follow up. What does 14,600 mean? It's the average life expectancy of a Fortune 500 business. They're living approximately 14,600 days. We're talking about 40 years. These are businesses that are not living for one day, but for a series of days, a line of days. Now, you also dig in even a little deeper, and you look at 3,100, because most of you probably can't relate to a Fortune 500 business. You can relate to a small business. The average life expectancy of a small business is 3,100 days. It's approximately 8 years. My point is this. You have an option in this game. You can live for the dot, or you can live for the line. If you're living for the dot, you're living for that exclamation point of that one-time quick hit, attention-grabbing stunt that gets people talking for one day and then you're done. Or you can choose to live for the line. Because your business isn't a business just one day, it is a business for a series of days. So that's why I don't like the word buzz, because many times buzz jumps, buzz falls. But to become talkable is having sustainable conversations. That's not living for the dot, that's living for the line in life and business. So, let's talk about that. Because also, buzz doesn't create evangelists. No, evangelists create buzz. That's good buzz. Is when your evangelists, when your happy customers spread the good word for you. Again, I know a few products that have created evangelists solely through buzz. But I know a boatload of brands that have evangelists that create buzz for the brand. Starbucks is a brand that basically built itself in the 90s on word of mouth. It has evangelists that spread the word because they didn't do traditional advertising. They spent their marketing dollars not to make a funnier television ad, but to make a more enjoyable coffee experience. And he talked about Zappos. Don't have to go into it. They built the whole company culture based upon delivering exceptional customer service. So exceptional that it creates evangelists. And he also talked about this company. We don't have to mention them because you know exactly when I throw up that logo, you automatically think of evangelism. Because we know that the fruit of an evangelical customer is a new customer. It's basic stuff. You know that. So, let's dig in a little deeper into this WOMology stuff. The arts and science of marketing without marketing. In my totally fake, multi-million-dollar study, which has never been released before, but will be one of these days, and you'll be spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for this proprietary research-infused information, I've uncovered 3 secrets for how you can develop word of mouth. Never before released. But you're getting a sneak peek. A sneak peek. And it is E to the 3rd power. There are 3 powers, 3 powerful channels to create word of mouth. The first powerful channel is experience. Is delivering upon a great customer experience. I know that sounds basic. I know that might even sound banal to some folks. But when you think about it, companies that build a company culture, that build their business doing business not just one day, but every day, on delivering great customer service, they end up taking something common and making it uncommon. So uncommon, it's talkable. Whole Foods took the common grocery shopping experience, which for most of us is a chore. Whole Foods said, grocery shopping shouldn't be boring, it should be an adventure. So they took the shopping experience from a chore, turned it into a place to explore. And because they did that, focused on that not just one day, but every day, they create evangelists who create buzz. Second is explanation. When you can take something complicated and explain it in simple terms that people can digest and pass along, that creates something that's talkable. And when you can build your company culture around explaining things to customers that are complicated to something simple that they understand, all of a sudden you start living for the line as opposed to the dot. Best Buy is a perfect example of this, both in-store with their blue shirts and now online with their 12th Force. What they've done is they've taken their company culture of explaining complicated things in store, how an HD TV works, what's the difference between this and that, computers, electronic gizmos, gadgets. They have their staff explain it in store, and now they've unleashed thousands of their employees to go onto Twitter and help folks better understand how they can better use products they purchase from Best Buy. Because they take things complicated and explain them, and thus we can pass along that information. The third powerful channel, and again, I apologize for cramming so much stuff in here. It's 20 minutes. I've got to make sure to give you guys value. The third channel here is entertaining. Entertaining things. Andy kind of talked about this. Remarkable things get remarked about. Anytime you do something that's entertaining, you're going to probably talk about it. And I'm not here to say you should never advertise, because advertising works still. In fact, Keller Fay on the East Coast has tracked this, and they have been tracking conversations for years now. And they track that of word-of-mouth conversations about particular brands, products, and services, 22% of these conversations are sparked by advertising. 78% sparked by something else. But when you take a look at some advertising out there that is memorable, what brand is this for? Someone, quick. Dos Equis. Bingo. Of course what people said is Dos Equis. The most interesting man in the world has produced some interesting commercials. Did you know that guy can hold a sizzling plate of fajitas in his bare hands? I want to be able to do that. Or maybe I don't, because I wouldn't have my hands to use afterwards. But the point here is kind of there. That I'm not here to say advertising is dead, no, but if you do things in an entertaining fashion and have fun, it creates love, it creates talk. So the secret study that would have cost you thousands of dollars has just been boiled down to 3 sound bites. A great customer experience, explaining complicated things in simple ways so it can be passed along, and then finally, entertaining, making stuff fun to watch, fun to see, fun to do. That gets you down this talkable path. Pay no attention to Mr. Consultant Know-It-All guy. Because to be talkable, be original. Can you act upon that? No. Because there's something faulty with that line.